Local breaking news this Thursday morning on your Fast Track to 7. A number of people are forced from their homes overnight when fire erupts at an apartment complex in South Fargo. The Valley Today's JC Dodd joins us live from that complex just south of downtown with the latest. Good morning, JC.
Jordan, we're continuing to learn new information this morning on this massive apartment fire here in South Fargo. Now, we just spoke with a tenant who says they woke up late last night around 11 to someone buzzing all of the units in this apartment complex, telling them there was a fire and they needed to get out. So around 11, when fire crews got on scene, there were massive flames. I'm going to show you that video right now coming from the third floor. The attic is where it started. Massive flames erupting. Now I want to show you the damage of what we're looking at just 7 hours later, and we're going to look at the roof. This is the third floor of that apartment complex. You can see all of that damage. You can see there's a massive hole through the roof here in South Fargo. Now, this is just off of University Drive South and 5th Avenue, and you can see a lot of windows open trying to air out all of that smoke that we see. Now, we spoke with a tenant, and they say they have no information from their property manager on what's going to happen just yet, but we do know the Red Cross is working with them to try and find them temporary housing, as there is a lot of damage and probably will not be able to stay in this complex for now. 28 renters without a place to stay for today. We did talk to Fargo Fire, and they say they found 8 cats in the building after all of the tenants ran from the building from the flames. Luckily, those cats were safely returned to their owners, so no injuries have been reported, animals or tenants, but a cause as to what started the fire has not been determined or released, and estimated damages haven't been released either. But Jordan, will continue to gather the latest information and bring it to you on Valley News Live.
Yeah, dozens of people without their homes right now. JC, thank you. Also breaking overnight out of Becker County, a lightning strike is believed to be the cause of a house fire in Detroit Lakes. Take a look there. It happened last night as severe weather moved through that area. The Detroit Lakes Tribune is reporting it happened along Hickory Lane, that's off South Shore Drive in Detroit Lakes. That's the southeast side of the lake. No one was reportedly home at the time, and fire crews are still adding up those damages. And this type of weather can cause serious damage, whether from a lightning strike or from potential flooding. Lisa Green tracking all of it. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Severe weather here for today. We are watching for this first round already moving through this morning on this first alert weather day. We're talking about some scattered areas of fast moving storms sweeping through. Some of them have been moving as fast as 60 plus miles per hour. And with some of the more strong storms, we could see 70-mile-per-hour gusts and large hail this morning. Those storms will move northeast through the noon hour, and then we kind of get into a midday break here and getting a little bit muggy as we head into the afternoon. That will help to feed the storms for this evening. We're looking at supercell thunderstorms starting in the south around 6 p.m., give or take an hour or so. So around that time, you're going to want to be following along on the Valley News Live weather app. The radar there will be updating you with the latest information as well. And of course, you can always check back here on Valley News Live. A few tornadoes are possible here in that area in the south, especially with 2-inch diameter hail and even some destructive wind gusts, 75 miles per hour or so. Eventually, the storms will evolve into more of a line, and that as it's advancing north and east into northern parts of the viewing area. And that's where we're looking at more damaging wind gusts being your threat. And then eventually this does clear overnight. So again, 2 rounds. We're in the middle of the first round right now. You can see a large area of rain and thunder moving through right now, advancing into the northern valley at this point in time. And the strongest storms are on the southern edge of this. So we're going to keep a close eye on those as they continue to move to the northeast. And this particular storm right here moving through Lemoore and Dickey County could be producing some 50-plus-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And on top of that, some heavy rain and the lightning associated with them too. We just saw lightning itself, even if a storm is not severe, it can be very dangerous here. Now, zooming in a little closer, you can see this is advancing toward Lemoore, eventually Verona, the Oaks area, down toward Hecla on the South Dakota side. And all of these areas in southeastern North Dakota with heavy rain are producing some lightning. Over to the east right now, just kind of seeing some more steady rain into Lakes Country. And then there are more cells trying to pop over into Richland County as well. So this is something that's going to be ongoing that we're going to have to track through the morning. In Fargo, seeing some rain in the distance, but right now it's just been some sprinkles. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, 60 degrees, 53 in Grand Forks, a thunderstorm ongoing in Jamestown and in Devil's Lake. And over into other places, we're seeing some more mostly cloudy skies until the rain moves in. So bus stop planner, kids will likely want to stay in until the bus pulls up. You don't want to be standing out in a thunderstorm, that's for sure. And our severe thunderstorm threat for today, greatest in the south, down in the Fargo-Moorhead area and surrounding regions and points south under an enhanced risk, but everybody is under threat for severe storms. So make sure that you are paying attention today. You have ways to be alerted to the severe weather. And we'll, of course, be monitoring the flooding situation, too. We're under a flood watch throughout the valley until midnight, so a very busy day going on for many folks as we work our way into yet another severe weather season. And
Lisa, you were saying it's important to have more than one way to be notified. Don't just rely on those tornado alarms in the city.
Right, and those are only meant to alert you if you're outside. So if you're indoors, maybe you're sleeping, if you go to bed early while these storms are developing, you want something to wake you up. And so Valley News Live weather app has alerts on it. You can get the latest weather radio, NOAA weather radio as well for alerts. And of course, we'll be right here on TV and keeping you up to date on social media as well.
Yes, Lisa, thank you for tracking all of it this morning. Breaking overnight, cleanup and repairs going on in the Twin Cities in southern Minnesota after a line of dangerous storms blew through town, dropping possible tornadoes and heavy rain there. One family in South Minneapolis is scrambling for a fix after a neighbor's massive tree snapped and then sent a huge branch through their roof and attic and down into the living room. The homeowner was standing about 10 feet away when it happened, and he thinks lightning hit that tree.
There's a good sized hole in the roof where the branch had gone through. It looked like there's a couple of branches there, and the water is seeping down into the basement from here. So I had to clear out, move a lot of stuff away so the water could drain out properly.
At the peak of that storm, drivers were dealing with street flooding in the uptown neighborhood of Minneapolis as well. There was golf ball-sized hail in Richfield and Apple Valley. Those are suburbs. Right now, hundreds of utility workers are out trying to restore power to more than 75,000 customers without electricity. New this morning, one person is dead, 3 others are hurt in a storm-related crash in southern Minnesota. The State Patrol says a driver stopped on Interstate 90 near Worthington last evening because of a power line on the highway. It was then hit by a semi coming up from behind him. A woman from Mexico who was a passenger in that car was then killed. Another passenger is in critical condition. 2 others have less serious injuries rather. The semi driver was not hurt. Troopers say that the driver of a third car was hurt when they drove over that live electric power line. Contractors are working to shore up the Mayville Dam, and they're attracting a crowd these days. Many locals want to see it fixed for safety and sentimental reasons. Tyler Anderson has lived in the area for more than 30 years, and he says his friends have many memories there. He says people who live in Mayville take graduation and wedding photos there, and they hope it can remain an important part of the community. Mayville City Engineer says contractors have made progress on repairs, but they still don't have a timeline on when it will be done. We have a traffic alert for people in South Fargo today. A popular road, a portion of 25th Street South between 34th and 36th Avenues will be closed. That closure will be in place for about 1 week. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. We continue to track that potentially severe weather slamming the region coming up on the Fargo CW. Otherwise, stay safe. We'll see you back here tomorrow.